Hi everyone, Mr. Seward here, and today we're going to talk about how to set up our base file. This is a document that, it's actually a PDF file that is in your class folder. It's called basefile.pdf. This is going to tell us a few things, one being how to set up the layers that we're going to put on our base file, also how to set up our drawing units, and how to establish what are called our limits. So I'll refer back to this as we go on. So first thing we need to do is set up our layers. And we're going to go to this box in the layers dialog area that says layer properties. And we're going to see that we have a layer on here already. This is called layer 0. Layer 0 is on every drawing that has ever been made by AutoCAD. It is still on every drawing that has ever been made by AutoCAD. You cannot delete it. You cannot erase it. You cannot do anything like that to that layer. You can change its color. You can change its line type. You can change its line weight, but you cannot actually delete it. So we're going to need to add some layers to this drawing. And the first layer we're going to add is called border. And that has a color of white, and it has a line type, continuous, and a line weight of 0.4. So we're going to do that right now. So I'm going to hit the new layer icon here, and I'm going to type in border, B-O-R-D-E-R. Okay, it's white, and it's continuous, and it's line weight. I'm going to select where the word default underneath line weight, and just scroll down here until I see 0.4 millimeters. And then I'm going to say, OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down. I'm going to hit new layer, and I'll show you what this looks like. This is going to be a center layer, and it's going to be the color green, have the word center, and the line weight is the default value. Now you can see that layer 1, because I went away from this, is no longer active. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to hit rename layer. So I'm going to call this one center. Now, color is supposed to be green for this. And I want you, when you're choosing your colors, to be down here on this line of 9 colors. If you get up in here, it can get a little confusing for the printing and stuff like that. We use color to denote line type thicknesses, or line weight thicknesses anyways. And I'm going to say OK. Now, continuous, you'll see that we still have continuous here. I'm going to need to change that. So I click on that, and I'm going to load a new line type. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to be looking for the one that's called center. So these are alphabetical, by the way, and I'm going to use center. I'm not going to use center 2 or center X2. I'm just going to use center. And then the line weight, I want that, oops, I forgot this. I forgot to actually double click on the word center there and say OK. Now it's changed. And the line weight is 0.4, so I want to change that back to default. And I'll say OK. Now I'm going to insert a new layer, and this is the last one I'm going to do with you, and then I'll just let you go just to show you something now. This one's called construction. And this is the color yellow. And I'll say OK to that. This is a continuous. So I'm going to click where it says center. See, this took the default values, or the values from the line that was inserted prior to it. And I'm going to have to change this to continuous and default. You're going to continue doing this with these layers until you've got all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 6 of them put in. Okay, I've got all my layers put in, all my line types are set, all my line weights are set, and stuff such as that. I did forget on the sheet, the base file PDF, I forgot that one thing I want to do is see this layer here called construction. I don't ever want to be able to print the construction layer. So I'm just going to click underneath the word plot. I'm going to click the little icon that is in the line with construction. And that means that that layer will not ever print on my drawings. Now, Now I can change that by just clicking on it right there, and that would allow it to be printed if you did want it. But for me right now, construction layer is not going to print. I can still draw on it, I can still do everything I want, but I won't be able to print it. So I'm going to hit the X. Now, next thing is I'm going to go back to my PDF file here, and you see where it says drawing units. Well, there's the word units right down there. We're going to get this dialog box, and there's only one thing we really need to change in here, and that is this precision box. So I'm going to type units, and if you type the first 2 or 3 letters of any command, you're going to get this little list of things that have UNI or UN in it. So units is right here. I can just click that, and that starts the dialog box up. So now I'm got decimal and decimal degrees for the angle. The precision is what I want to change, and this is 4-place decimals. So when you hear me say 4-place or 2-place or 1-place, what it means is after the decimal point. Okay, so we're going to change this to 2-place precision, and I'm going to say OK to that. Now the very last thing here, well, second to last thing actually, is what's called limits. And we're going to set our lower left limit at 0, 0 and our upper right at 11, 8.5. So again, I'm going to type limits, and I'm going to type the 0, 0 and press enter. And then down here on the command line and also next to my cursor, it says specify the upper right corner. That is going to be 11, 8.5 and hit enter. And now you probably won't see much here. I'm going to hit zoom, ZA, zoom enter, A enter, and it gives me zoom all for my limits. If I do zoom enter extents, I end up with the entire screen, or with an infinite amount of space. So anyways, all right, so now the last thing that I want to do is I'm going to go to Save As. And you can see that this will come up in different spots depending on how you saved or started this. For me, it came up in template. I want to make sure I change out of template, and then I change to my zip drive. Whoops, wrong one there. Okay, this isn't really my zip drive, but you're going to put this on your little USB drive. I call them zip drives and USB drives. Anyways, you're going to put it on your USB drive, and the reason you do that is we're going to save everything to our USBs. I would suggest that you make a folder for EGR 119, by the way, which is something I've done here. Now, I'm going to actually go down here. I'm going to make sure that my drawing template here is set to a .dwg, which is a drawing template, and we're going to call this base. I'm going to name mine base 2021 because I'll have different years for this process. So if you're listening to this video in another year, you'll just call it base 2022 or whatever, and I'll say save. And you'll see now that I have base 2021 saved. So that's all there is to setting up our base file. You'll see now when I click on this that I have all my units on, or my line types on here, and I can get started with doing some drawing work.